Yo, what is good? My anime faithful. What is good, yo? The Ice Queen has made her mark, and I'm pretty sure it was should have been clear to everybody that she would be one of the last standing rebels. That there was no way she was gonna lose, and I thought it was kind of cheap to give us a character um like for instance the girl that lost against the cutesy girl, she practically put that woman or like this girl in a state of like just a mindset she's probably never actually been in before in competition. And if she has, like, she's never gone against someone that's not only not doesn't care about like your mental state, but she also attacked it. Like she literally went at her with something that is more or less the true reason why she's angry and like agitated throughout this whole week's episode is because she wind up losing her comfortability with somebody when she was looking down on him, and then all of a sudden when the match was over, she had to actually, change her outlook on that person because of how close, the match was and how, I guess, non-cute the thing she was doing was against her. I don't know. Wow. And this girl has a move called Cute Disaster. I did not pick her because I knew that, okay? Um, Not only that, they called the God Tongue girl they were said you used to be like the Ice Queen. So I thought this is the perfect character to fit both of them. JK, I didn't know about the cute thing. I won't take credit. But as all of that's been shown to see that, whoever is in the best position at the end of the day to pretty much show, dominance in this battle, I think because these judges have been used for quite a bit of time too, and I don't know which one's actually going to get replaced, if we're only getting one replacement or if he's going to do it all himself, but it it feels weird to me that anybody who for instance, let's go like this. The grandpa of God Tongue shows up now and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to be the judge." And then he just votes every time against the people he doesn't want to win. Isn't that what the father would do because he doesn't want the rebels to win, right? Like, you're telling me we're going to let someone who's the main contradiction of why this whole entire thing is happening, we're going to let him go down and be the reason why his team or the other team wins? I understand you want people to be fair and treat each other fairly, but yeah, I think there's a good reason why um, God Tongue just ended up having her judges be the ones that we already knew about and not anyone else, or at least, not add some new one like him there. Not only would it, I think it's going to play a little bit on her psyche because every time she sees her father or used to see her father at the beginning of all of this commotion, she couldn't even, bear to stand to look at him, in the case of having the courage to do it, to look up knowing that you're disobeying him and stuff like that. That was a tasking order for her, and to see her now pretty much full blown attacking, and not only that, being the anchor and being the supporter of the squad of a team of people who she saw as literally nothing, not long ago, and now she's treating them almost as if they're not just only her best friends, but they're her only hope at getting any further, out of not just being disqualified, but actually having a chance to see like the other side of things in the case of will they be able to win? Will they be able to see? They got to get to the top, like final people. There's only three people left on their squad, or as of now, only two, right? So it's like the perfect setup. I could already tell this was coming, like the way everything was kind of set up and everything. We had we had enough people to fight for at least Soma to sit out, you know. So the people who had to go back in was our Italian guy, the guy who won the very first, and God Tongue, and then we have Soma left. But the other people only had you know, 3 people. So with one of them going down, it's only literally down to 2. Our Italian guy is gonna lose, and then I have a feeling that what's his face is gonna. The last 2 people are gonna lose now, like pretty sure. And then our 2 people left is gonna be Soma and God Tongue versus the redhead girl, and so the numbers 2 and number 1 seat. Which I mean, it's not bad, but at the same time, when it becomes obvious, it's kind of sucks. Like I said, it was kind of like a very messed up way to send out this other character that you know, the 3rd seat, the way that they just did, because the only reason why she loses is clearly because they need her out, right? Like she needs to be out. We got we got enough people for it to be entertaining, or for it to at least be crazy, crazy intense, you know, between the people, because of their skill gap should not be that far away from each other. But overall, I want to know what you guys are feeling on this. This has been a relatively good episode with seeing the food that was made in uh, in order to win for God Tongue was literally named after somebody who gave her the idea, and if she never saw that idea, she probably wouldn't have came up with the dish and thought of the filling and whatnot like that to put it in there that way. So that was super touching for me, because literally she was called the Ice Queen. With being the Ice Queen, it comes not only with the property of, you know, kind of scolding and seeming like you're better than everybody because you actually hold yourself to that regard that you are better. Um, but then on the flip side of actually changing that whole outlook and treating someone, even, you know, that you would consider low class or poor or whatever, you know, that she would consider, that she treated them and named something after one of them, was a huge step in her character development. So I'm really happy to see that, and I think it was really needed for her character to be enjoyable, because if she does wind up losing, I think it'll be a lot more devastating whenever she loses, if we ever get to a point of the story where, you know, she has a chance to lose and it doesn't actually distort the whole entire story as a whole. But with all that being said, I am going to get ready for my next video. I hope you guys are checking out this, and if you are hearing this part, thank you so much for supporting all the way through. I'll be dropping Fire Force soon here, so I got my Sanji with his devil feet type of fighting style, so I hope you guys are looking forward for that, dropping that instantly after this one, so expect it. But yeah, Food Wars is killing it. In the animation department, and making the food look absolutely gorgeous. All that stuff is always looking so good and crispy. It just comes down to the story being a little bit drawn out in the case of knowing where it's going, just because it is a show that wasn't really heavily focused on its plot and more focused on the food. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in the next one. So with that, peace.